Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. This is our 74th stream, can you believe it or not? I do apologize for the delay in this one. We were supposed to do this during the middle of the week, and I did end up pushing it back just to the weekend. Just timing was not lining up to keep playing, so I apologize for that, but I'm very, very excited. I've been waiting for the opportunity to continue playing. So we started Endwalker last time, and it's been such a treat. We have been on a boys' trip in Thavnir at the moment, and hanging out with Marcia. We're learning more about this culture's potential lunar primal, the Mega Sisters. I'm excited to see where that I'm excited to see where that goes. But I hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hope we're having a good start to the weekend. Sunday morning for me, more like Saturday for a lot of you. Unfortunately, if you're cast mage, you have maggots inside your rollerblades. That doesn't sound good at all. How did you discover it? You like put your foot in the rollerblade and was like, that's a bit squishy. I hope not. Or be mighty unfortunate. All maggots aside, though, I'm excited to get into this game. It's a bit lonely today. It's a bit lonely today, chat. Just Liliana today. Already in another party. That's where they all are. They're all hiding somewhere. They're all around the corner. Hiding. Oh, he did put his foot in the rollerblade and it was squishy. No! No! Alright. Good way to start. The great work. Let's continue playing, shall we? Matsuya has a shine in his eyes that wasn't there before. Did you say you're going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. Did I say that she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day, and those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Alright, we're gonna go meet the elephant that Matsuya has a crush on. Just begin our search around here somewhere. Oh, hang on. Over here. Alright, we've got a journey ahead of us. Let's go. Ah, yes, perfect. Just what I needed. Just what I was looking for. I can't fly anymore, chat, so here we are. We're cruising at a nice slow pace. It's back to ether current hunting. It's crazy how much slower it is. Like, because the driving is not fast. Cloud's bike is faster. That's the thing. I always pick random. I do tend to pick random because I'm like, oh, let's just get a different mount. But that is true. The Fenrir mount is a pay-to-win mount. It does go faster. It's okay. Looks like it's back on the motorbike only for us. Yeah, base zone speed is shocking. Yeah, we're witnessing it in real time. Alright, let me see. Whoa, what the hell's going on here? Everyone's dead. What the fuck? NS, thank you for your question. I will be playing more Zelda eventually, and that is your answer. I hope that satisfies you. I'm excited to return to more Zelda, but we've got a lot going on at the moment. We have Nier Replicant and Expedition 33 at the moment. Death Stranding 2 just came out. Lies of P's DLC just came out. And people have been waiting for Lies of P for a really, really long time. So that's on the menu coming up. There's also Yakuza Kiwami, as well as more Zelda. So there's a lot to get to. So all in good time. If there was a battle, there's a conspicuous lack of blood. In such manner did we find them. What could have befallen these people? What in the world? Alright, while you guys hang out there, I'm attuning to this Aetheric before I forget. The great work. What's going on here?
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the Satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
They were getting high off their own supply.
People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
The Mandeville energy is strong.
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our Satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Goku?
Is this their congealed blood?
Instant
I see.
transmission?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk?
I'm gonna go hook him up to a
As you may
goddamn
have
chair.
guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
The comedic timing there is so crazy. They're like, ah, your weapon, coated in dragon blood, is it? Ooh, infused with dragon blood, are you? Just a little sample, please. We're gonna go find Justinian hooked up to a chair and they're draining his blood. Jesus. Oh, that was ridiculous. The comedic timing of these instant transmission alchemists and Justinian's facial expressions. It's so perfect coming from him because Justinian is our, like, stone cold character for so long. So this is really nice that he's finally getting his time. Kate's still dead. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream, dude. Yeah, Justinian actually properly joining the Scions is the best part, because I'm like, he's actually here now for real. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world. We are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Kryl herself is tied up with another investigation, Omega is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify Aetheric emissions? Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar, and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the Satrap bade us alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the Aetheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, utilizing those dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their Aetheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we've been able to make a steady progress with the Talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Ah, perhaps so. Knowing my colleagues, they won't be satisfied with blood alone. Oh, ominous. But as for your task, we ask only that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later that you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. In that case, Urianger will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you could provide. If you're ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. Okay. Good luck with the test. I shall remain here with the other alchemists. Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. We're going to do some lore of equivalent exchange out here. Times like this, I can be grateful that I picked up the motorcycle again. Are we close to one? So far to the northeast. Go! Yeah, like, Nidhogg is actually residing within Estinian in that sense. So it's a little bit different to us. Drunken Deeper. You see a lantern designed in the local style. Barely. Hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night, the Drunken Deeper. A Deeper is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Safe? Commencing Aetheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing Aetheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Follow the Deeper's lead and try not fall behind. Oh. Oh my god. Sentient lantern. Lantern's gonna try not to fall behind me. Readying ether, please stand back. Oh. Do I have to do this? No? What am I... What? Oh, please stand back. How fucking far back? Ready to discharge. Test subjects, please gather near. It told me not to fall behind, so I was like, I need to stay close. You are struck by a powerful blast of ether. Suffer no ill effects. Ah, look at me, I'm so fine. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. What are we doing here? This is just the same place we were last time. You are struck by yet another powerful blast of ether. Subject fortitude rated. Impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. I survived completely unscathed. Aetheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humors. Very good. Ah, you've returned. And not on your knees. A promising sign, but come, let me take the deeper of your hands. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Nice. Nidhana regards you with those eyes you could drown in. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spiritweed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we, Arkasodara, travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. And no worries at all, Zip. I'm gonna go get this ether current. And I'm gonna go get it right now, ignoring my mission. I expect we'll probably push further in this direction soon anyway. A lot of the ether currents are off the main path. Whoa, look at that over there. Oh, that's so cool. The, like, waterfalls coming out of the trunks. Holy shit. No! The ether current. Wait a sec. It better be up here. Whoa. Jamel. Giraffe, camel. Jamel. Crazy. Oh, Oh no, it's to the southeast. It's over there. It's down here. It took way too long for someone to tell me not to bother. No. Ow. I came this far just to get whacked in the head by a jamal. We're racing. I'm losing. Oh. I'm losing. Ah! No! Maybe it's got that high amount speed. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Omega! Ooh. Being targeted by tempered Imperials. I was never near you on your screen. That's so funny. What? Gods, that gave me a fright to think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. The Mega Sisters. Good, good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. Thank the sisters. And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to the ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spiritweed grows here in abundance. I was set about harvesting it once, if you would be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Watch out! There's a giant lizard! It'll get you. The Pisaka. Look at how cool this fucking design is, though. That looks amazing. And now I will slay it. What a cool design. We lost Kate already. Kate! No! I'll gather the herb as quickly as I can. Please stand guard for me. Welcome to the stream, Revan. Have you catched up on those, have you caught up on those previous streams? Did you get to see the beginning of Endwalker? And good old Grahatia moments? What the hell?
Yes, that would be Radz-at-Han. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the Satrap, the trials he must be facing.
You're missing out. There's some of the best Radz-at-Han moments. You've had plenty of time to catch up. I tut-tut at you. What can you tell me of the Satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radz-at-Han. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present Satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the Satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the Satrap is what has allowed Radz-at-Han to thrive all these years. And it was the Satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
We are being watched.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Okay, funny Daniel. He really picked the best character's body to possess because he's already associated with being a total asshole. Damn. We got the pronunciation for Arkasodra, so it's not Arkasodara with the... You remove one of those letters. Arkasodra. I have enough spiritweed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? And look at these cool statues of the dancer class. That's so cool. Someone take a photo, we'll show Lise later. Ah! Buttons. Need a ride? Oh, Lisa isn't a dancer? She's a monk. What? Why did I think that she was a dancer still, though? Everybody said dancer, didn't they? Back when Lisa was first... Like... when she got a new drip? I may have forgotten, I guess. I thought she was a dancer. Alright, chat. Alright. Omega, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of our gratitude. Little does Nidhana know she's about to send you on another errand. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you are both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidhana. It would seem the stores of giantsgall are running low. What? When I last looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Urianger told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we would need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Omega, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the giantsgall? In case you're not familiar, giantsgall is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it's found, aptly named Giantsgall Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zainua. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of hamsa, Mistress Nidhana? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the hamsa to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Very nice. So did they add the dancer during Stormblood? Dancer with Shadowbringers. And when did they announce the when did the Vieira come into the game? Was that Stormblood or was that also Shadowbringers? That was also Shadowbringers. Alright, so I'll explain myself then. I was merging two things in my head about the dancer thing. Because there's the Shadowbringers trailer where it shows the Vieira with the dancing equipment, like she's got those circles and she's doing the stuff. And for some reason, my brain merged that Vieira with the dancing outfit and Lise from the Stormblood trailer, and it just went whoosh. Here are our hamster, Omega. If the creatures look familiar, it's because they are close kin to your Eorzean dodos. Hamster have long been kept as livestock in Thavnir, and many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these were recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. You are ready, then let us depart. You only need ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead for yours to follow. Whoa! Let us be off. The unridden dodos be warned, they have a wobbling gait. Whoa! This spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called Khadga. This sword, legend holds, was wielded by the Manusia against the Murga before it was cast down at Conflict's End. So the camera's automatically moving to, like, points of interest. To the left, and requiring no introduction, is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. Almost there, though the main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff, the outpost itself is on the beach. Here we are. Manned by the Radiant Host, this outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Evil tower. Well, well, who should it be but young Vashan, on an errand for the Satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wishes to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. We simply do our duty. We are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle. No place for children. Your predecessor, too, often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the Satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition, and gladly. I pray you not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the Satrap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Harnish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Omega Ocelot, of the Eorzean contingent, come to assist in the making of the Talisman. From Eorzea, you say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad of any tidings you can share. You too, bring Vashan the latest report and answer any questions he may have. All appears quiet with the tower at the moment. I dare say the soldiers won't mind if you approach them. Ah, I've heard about you. The visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telephoroi? We know that they're the ones behind the tower, and they've declared war on the whole world. But why are they doing this? What is it they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folks have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared when it did on the Isle of Naraner. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water, and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting ether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with a tower in your homeland? Our struggles are not unique, and our hopes still lie with the Talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. It occurs to me that I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard, we admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on the 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in Eorzea? Do they likewise spawn monsters? So it's much the same everywhere, with every nation struggling. We cannot expect calls for outside aid to be answered. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was as enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and a trading hub both, Radz-at-Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up and the trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, not death of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer, I'm afraid. I cannot guide you to the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the Hamsa, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Time for me to ride the bird once more. Come on! Though the Hamsa appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its back. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with the Radiant Beastkeeper to mount it again. Whee! Oh, I can ride it this time. There. Whoa. I think this is the same current every time, isn't it? No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the Hamza dashes off. Okay, nice. I should be able to get this one. Yeah, there it is. Got. It's so interesting, isn't it? Minecraft in realistic graphics. This is indeed the giantsgall grounds, and I am Zaynuna. Is there anything you require? Giantsgall for the alchemists, you say, but of course they shall have it. They labor tirelessly to deal with the tower, and 'tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Very nice. Tipping the scale. A sack of giantsgall. Give me one moment, chat. I'm just going to take a brief little break, and then we'll do this quest. Alright, we back. Let's do tipping the scale. We got a sack of giantsgall. Here you are, a sack. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. When you deliver it, let the good folk of the great work know that we're grateful for their efforts. If they need more, they need but ask. Sack obtained. The one to the southeast is the one I cannot get. I just realized though Mobius could give me a little ride in his car and we could go pick up that ether current. But we'll get it when the time is right. Well, I guess I should probably tell you the truth. Every time the batteries die on one Apocalypse, I have to go and retrieve another out of the Apocalypse cloning pod. And then I have to dispose myself once my batteries are dry. And then I get out another one. And then that way there's always an Apocalypse. I just had to put a fresh batch of Apocalypse on. Ah, welcome back, Omega. Dare I hope you have the giantsgall? Here's your sack. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype, one that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it'll be time for the true test, so please take your ease while you can. Easeful.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, Who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
Oh my god, creepy Fandaniel. Hey, do you guys see that? Me when I go to the boys' trip and we all have a drink and then start getting real deep.
What did you see?
I saw funny Daniel, mate.
Fandaniel? Are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last!
Yeah, the boys' chat got real dark just then. Men talking about their feelings.
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Oh yeah, like, what was being spoken about was definitely true. Just a dark and depressing truth. Get in, loser. We're going Thavneering. Taking the Final Fantasy Uber. Oh, we do have blue quests for currents. Thank you, Philippe, for the reminder. This is a rather fine boat than I expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. Oh, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. Of course, I pray it does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind. And perhaps our only hope of toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate to do what must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off. Do what must be done, warrior of light. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now.
Orb.
It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
Yes, absolutely. Thancred needs some good company and a spot of therapy. And maybe some ethereal antidepressants. And a holiday. And yeah.
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
I have a feeling that this is not going to work out well. Call it a hunch.
A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
Yay. Hey, if I just walk right in and put my hand in the mouth of the alligator, it will be fine. Right? If I was to just put my hand in front of the alligator's mouth as it just waits open, that'd be totally chill. Ah, it bit me! My hand is gone. Matsuya, I'm so sorry. I think she gone.
Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
So this Owen person was working on something similar to this a long time ago, and apparently it's very similar. Patrons of old?
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Fandaniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Fandaniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Fandaniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes? Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Echo time!
At your service. Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Armon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
One of your clones, in the same way that Emmett was doing.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
Tiny lore drop. Just a sensible one. Very small. Crystal Tower stuff. It always comes back to the damn Crystal Tower.
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Fucking hell. Matsuya's not going to be happy with us. Well, I don't think that could have gone worse. And the goddamn, yeah, circus tower. Always goes back to the Crystal Tower. Shadowbringers was our Crystal Exarch, and now it's Amon and Zand. Amon and Zand were both Crystal Tower fights, weren't they? Ah, you are returned. Where is Mistress Nidhana? Yeah. Big purple chains. Got pulled into a little thing. Mansuya preserved just when we succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. So, given it's all Allagan stuff, I assume that what he's thinking about as well in regards to this talisman that's very similar is probably something to do with Allagan research as well. Here's another thing though that's absolutely amazing is these seeds that have been planted and stuff that we've experienced in like A Realm Reborn or Heaven's Water Stormblood, all of the things that are like put into play. I love that the game doesn't forget about that stuff and it does like meaningful developments on these connections though. It's so good. Even though sometimes you're like, it'll come up and you're like, I hope you remember this one obscure thing or this one raid that you did. But it is really cool that there is that element of continuity. It's very satisfying. He's talking about Owen from the 5.4 quest when he says, Owen, the message that Sid cracked with Nero. The guy whose research we used in 5.4. Yeah, so it was at the Allegan research stuff when he was like, I hope someone can continue like the research that I've started. Stuff like that. And it was, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Something's gone awry, hasn't it? What happened? Funny Daniel. So it was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidhana and the other captives. The devs reminded us pre-Endwalker to make sure we do CT. That kind of stuff, I can get why developers would want to be like, hey, you might want to brush up on this. But there's also a part of me that goes, you're spoiling it slightly. Obviously, it's like a little like wink where it's like, we won't tell you exactly what you need to be aware of, but maybe check that out. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Nidhana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it would be best if you were the one to explain. Something that I have to say as well in regards to when people do like the make sure you do CT so you're up to date on lore and stuff like that, is the dev saying that is funny. But that reminded me of my early Final Fantasy XIV days during A Realm Reborn, right? Because I've looked back on some of those streams sometimes just to like, I don't know, watch earlier content, and you can see in like the Twitch chat and stuff like that that's kept there, something that was very wink wink nudge nudge, but like aggressively so, was with all of the Graha stuff, there were people that were like, make sure you never forget this guy. There were people being like, remember this person, commit him to memory. So many people going, don't forget this person. So I think that they were planting, well, I would say forcefully shoving that seed into your brain for when the Shadowbringers stuff happens. It's like, and they think they're being so subtle. Hey, this character, never forget him. Never forget them. Yeah, it's and then it's an interesting conundrum because you'll have people trying to think that they're being subtle and they're not. And then once you get to know how people act or like how people speak, you'll then be able to read into when they think they're being like they're making a joke, so then you can infer that the opposite is true. So whenever I read comments from some chatters making a joke comment, I'm like, okay, so the opposite is true. Yeah, they somehow think they're not saying this will be important later. Yeah. Casper. Nice. Metro and Half-Life. That's awesome. Very good games, those ones. Very good series. I'm really excited to play the Metro Awakening VR game. Still haven't got around to that yet, unfortunately. I was meaning to do that when it came out, but it just didn't happen. But very keen for that. Hopefully we get some more Half-Life soon. Okay. Back to the game, chat. Oh, Nidhana. Can you answer me this? Though Nidhana is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales, as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This, Nidhana proved at peril to herself. So let us make more scales, that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Aye, as alchemists, this is how we will help win this fight. My friends, the Satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl, that he might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. And for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nidhana noted your vital contributions to the Talisman's creation. The fact came to the Satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. In addition to thanking you in person, he would also discuss further avenues of collaboration. And so, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Radz-at-Han for an audience with His Excellency? You should be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be to the benefit of all. Then it is settled. Please come to the gates east of the giantsgall grounds, and I will show you into the city. Very nice. Hopefully we get some more Half-Life soon. Been saying this for nigh on 30 years. That is very true. What a series. What a series. So legendary in how often it releases. It's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of moments where, and like, I have also been guilty of this. It's just, people get caught up in the excitement, especially when there's like a chat group setting everyone's like collective hype, and it's sometimes a little bit hard to hold your tongue. Like, everyone goes, here it comes. Here it comes. When last I visited, the city was brimming with life. I expect the tower has dampened the mood somewhat. Be it here or in Eorzea, all share in the desire to deliver the captives. Thus united, I pray that we may join in common cause with the Satrap. Of the Satrap, I only know the common tidbits, that though the position is hereditary, he is not considered a sovereign, and that, despite possessing considerable authority, he wields it sparingly. Given the esteem in which the locals hold him, however, it's safe to assume he's good at his job. We could do far worse for an ally. Yeah, what was that? Fucking playing a Realm Reborn, and everyone's like, don't worry about the voices, they'll change. Don't worry about the voices. They all get fired. All present? Then let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert. Strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times. Basically, the thing is about Final Fantasy XIV at this point, though, is anytime someone say "here it comes," this game is in a permanent state of "here it comes." So
a vast rock squats upon Thavner, and to its stony surface clings the city of Radz-at-Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets.
Cool.
But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Here we are, Megadota. It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside.
The architecture and design work of all these locations, so well done.
Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aetheric, Satrap of Radz-at-Han.
The scale beard.
Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
Madidhana. She was taken.
A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the Talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nadana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
Come,
I
bud.
think not.
Whoa.
This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Here it comes.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
Wizard of Oz.
As you wish.
Pay no heed to the man behind the curtain.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Dragon reveal.
I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the First Brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Damn.
I, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn, I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radz-at-Han had an alliance with the dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the Satrap's own hall.
Yeah.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive with the Aura, adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz-at-Han.
But if Vritra is still here, then your position as Satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the Great Worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh.
Damn.
The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Radz-at-Han. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
Yep.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered, Estinian warmblood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bare his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz-at-Han. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a sure path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go, steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
He's already ready.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radz-at-Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
Cool. It's like, why are you leaving early? I just realized I left my fridge running. Fucking incredible scene. So, Vitra, we have more dragons. We have Heavensward if there was no war. the good version of Heavensward where dragon and man got along a little bit more. But that's so cool. He's got that Nidhogg in him. He got that Nidhogg in him. So cool though, the kid being the simulacrum with the other eye. That's such a fun idea. I love that a lot. Revan, you've got to go back and watch the first Endwalker stream, because there's some really good Graha stuff in there. And yeah, someone mentioned that. They commented that above. Gabgano, you made me laugh. Finally, a dragon that speaks English. It makes me so happy. No more Zoon van Dien van Loon. I just get to listen to I am a big ancient dragon. I'm like, thank you. That's much better. That's very good. Can I play the Walking Dead Telltale series, Casper? It's on my list. I'll play it one of these days. I have played Season 1 a very long time ago, but I'll probably want to play all of it eventually. I think I added it to the Apocalypse Game Day wheel spin, maybe. Yeah, I love the dragon language too. Like, it sounds cool and ancient and so insanely powerful. Oh no, Casper, I haven't played it on the channel. I played it a really long time ago. Anything that I played before 2020 will not exist on the channel. I guess I should say, when I say years ago, I should say pre-YouTube, because years ago could still count as on YouTube at this point. Can you believe that, by the way, chat? Oh my god! I've been doing this YouTube thing for like so many years. Oh, so old now. Should retire. We're in that 5th anniversary of the Apocalypse. That we should encounter one of the first brood in such a circumstance. If our course of action is decided, let's not tarry. That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but now we have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Sharlayan and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the Aetheric here before departing. Unless, of course, you enjoy violet nausea. Ah, yes. Getting teleported to the place. Let me go down to this Aetheric here. Can we get here? Maybe not. Should I attune to this Aetheric at Palaka's stand, or should we just go? Later? Alright. I've attuned to this one. And I've attuned to this one, so we're good. We'll be able to come back. Hang on, chat. It's ticket time. Where's my tickets? Because it starts costing a lot now. Yeah. How do I use the ticket again when I want to go? It's been a while. I've forgotten how to actually use the ticket. Ah, there we go. Always use for costs above gil allowance. So I've set it up. It should use a ticket after 750. So it should automatically go. I did that last time, so it should use a ticket. We're back in Sharlayan, and we will check in with the rest of the group and see how they go, and then I guess we've got to go over to their side of things. We did the boys trip first, so we'll see what they're doing. I will just take another quick break, chat, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's speak with Thancred in the main hall, shall we? Yeah, the Sharlayan themes, both day and night, are so good. Girls trip time plus Alphino and Graha? Yeah. They've just been standing here the whole time, waiting for us. Vitra and his alchemists have prepared us for our foray into the tower. What we may accomplish within its twisted halls remaineth to be seen. That Arcasodra languish in Telepharoid chains doth forewarn us of the nature of our foe. 'Tis the gods of Thavnir who will be summoned to thwart us. The conflict between Nidhogg and I is in the past, and though they were brothers, it has no bearing on my view of Vitra. Above all else, he is a leader of men, not an enemy. He would hardly dedicate his life to this endeavor if he bore our kind any ill will. Just as I was getting used to balmy Thavnir, we're back in chilly Sharlayan. Take care not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now then, your investigation here remains, but when that's over, we can take stock of all the developments and discoveries. Very nice. Okay. Time for us to check in with the other group now. Kryl is intent on uncovering the reason behind the forum's inexplicable behavior. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Numenon. Exit the annex to your right and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. What do I say the temperature is over here in Sharlayan? It's sunny, but sometimes sunny weather can also be misleading, especially where I live, for example. It can still be pretty good. Go up here first. degrees, yeah, maybe. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenon, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, one of many at that. The archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Google Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Ishtola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alisay and Alphino will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they've found some promising tomes. Happy reading! Library time. Isilswis. The title on the spine reads, The Story of Sharlayan. Read the book. And we actually do get to read it too. Long, long ago on the island in the northern sea, there lived a Rogadan man by the name of Nyan Kreph. Nyan Kreph was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror the strangely churning waters drove the people toward the ocean. It was there, however, that Nyan Kreph's crew hauled them aboard his ark, but the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nyan Kreph wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Abalathia's spine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nyan Kreph gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers, and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in this day. Roads of Old, the colony. Skip books that seem right if you want to read them all. Oh, true. There's more than 3 books for us to look at. I just thought it was there'd only be 3 books to interact with, honestly. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. This settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the Ethereal Sea in the year 1311 of the 6th Astral Era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. Wow. The following chapters go on to introduce the most prominent features of Idleshire. The book does not appear to contain additional information on the Forum or cover the history of the Sharlayan motherland in greater detail. Time Worn. I'm going to say that Time Worn tome is going to be one we want. Leather-bound, blue-covered book. Well-worn manual. So we got some choices. I can still read them as long as I don't hand in the quest. Okay. The voice of a growing city. But yeah, I should be able to read them all, as long as I don't hand in the quest, apparently. An introduction to the heavens. Forever 20 summers. That one's gotta be relevant, guys. Stewards of Wisdom. Alright, so I think it's just these other 4 now. There's not any in those ones. It's just, we've read those 2, the brightly covered book and the red covered book. And we'll just go through these now. During the chaos of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, Archon Nyan Kret, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the Northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. Sharlayans took to heart the words of their savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be battered for wealth in coin. And the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war, and with knowledge deliver the world. That was a relevant subject, and it was the time-worn one, I assumed correctly. Hey Robbie, welcome to the stream. We're just having a good spot of lore reading today, Forever 20 Summers. How are you going? My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed and rest your body as you should? I too once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night, engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra: I am forever 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19, or 23, or 40. Whatever age you are when you discover this, let it be the age you aspire to remain. Though through mindful, healthy living, you will extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths you pursue. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, aetheriological, and arcane viewpoint. The book is on the wrong subject. Search for works which contain details on the forum. Literally just Forever 23. I feel like you do this every stream, but the Clear Obscure videos are good. Well, you can say it every stream, because it's true. The Clear Obscure is just fucking perfect. Holy fuck. I did the ending. I've finished the game. I still have a lot more to do, but I've done the main story ending. And I've also achieved near replicant ending as well. So, my brain getting fully drowned in peak. Wish I could have been forever 20? Nah, no way. Too young. I was a stupid idiot when I was 20. I think I would sit at forever 25 if there was an age that I would sit at, like, forever, I would say, like, at maybe 25. My brain is fully developed. I'm in mid-20s. I think that that's fine. Early 20s, too stupid. Late 20s, I got one foot in the grave. The title on the spine reads An Introduction to the Heavens. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but of the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some think the dome above us to be a finite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination. There are few indeed who can explain in satisfactory detail why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of Alag who came closest to understanding the laws which govern that starry abyss. It was they who launched Dalamud and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past, that their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart, and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? Wrong subject. Let's have a look at this leather-bound tome over here. 33, so both feet in the grave. Yeah. You've been gommaged. The title on the spine reads The Voice of a Growing City. I reckon this will have to do with the Forum. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever-longing debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the Forum as we know it today conceived and created. You have gained a fundamental understanding of Sharlayan history and the foundation of the Forum. Nice. 25, so according to you guys, it's all downhill from here. For me as well, like, I was 25, I turned 25 in 2020, and so we were like a few months into like COVID and those lockdowns during that point in time. So, you know, when I was 25, life was just, it split. That was where life changed forever, you know? I lost, like, I should be 2 years younger than I am. I feel like everyone should be 2 years younger, because the 2-ish years of all of those COVID and lingering effects stole those years from us. So I'm actually 28 still. Well, 27, turning 28, okay? I'm 27 in non-COVID years. Also, Zip, I'm mostly joking. Like, I'm very excited for my 30s, way more than I have been going through my 20s. Because I think in our late-stage capitalism society, the 30s are better than the 20s. You have that societal pressure of being like, get everything sorted out in your 20s, but that's just like, the 20s are still bumbling around figuring shit out, you know? I'm gonna be in my prime in my 30s. Maybe. Was 2020 when went all in on the channel? 2020 was when I started. 2021 was when I went all in on the channel. Which I think is pretty amazing, honestly. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphino and Cryo should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mention the final days specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. It would be nice to invite everyone to the estate, plenty of comfortable places to read and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not to be allowed to cross the threshold. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family? Do they not live here in this city? Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilsbard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thavnir. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign. And when the Fifth Calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain. They might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most Imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the Legion Locus Amonis. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious Imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization, so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisoix, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacity, we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly why I have such love for this country. and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try and make some headway into these books, Omega. More company should be arriving any moment now. Oh no, hang on. There are others better suited to poring over old history books, so I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events, if I can find anything to better inform the forum's baffling behavior. What else do I know of Corvos? Precious little, I'm afraid. I've not returned since Master Galuf first brought me here. I can tell you that Corvosi rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their Imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it once was. Oh, and they have carpets! Flying carpets! The legends are quite extraordinary. Magical flying carpets? A whole new world! We've returned with our selections, although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryl has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we'll be looking into research papers on the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarok firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? God, you're gonna make me... You're gonna make me recall it all. The worst kind of phenomena you can imagine, Kryl. It was terrible. You had to be there. A complete destabilization of creation magics and primals of unrivaled power were summoned from the ether. And the worst kind of phenomena. It was terrible. It was real bad. What specifics? Oh yeah, it was specifically really bad. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Asians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? Alpha, no, you can answer this one. They say it began with a keening sound from the land itself, and the entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. Was it engulfed in disaster all at once? I think it was, was there a keening sound? What's a keening sound? Keening is a traditional form of vocal lament for the dead, particularly associated with Irish and Scottish Gaelic cultures. Ooh. That reminds me of like Final Fantasy VII, like the Cry of the Planet stuff. Ah, yes. The Amoratines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually it resounded all across the star. Not even Amarok was spared. I'll play it now, just for those that are unfamiliar. This is one of my favorite absolutely haunting sound effect. I want to see if I can actually... Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to play this for you. And it's such a noise. It's something that I really appreciate, and I've mentioned this in previous videos and just stuff back in the day, is how much I absolutely love older video game sound effects, because I feel like things were much more creative with like the limitations they had with sound effects and stuff. Like modern video games have lost more like unique sound effects, but this is the cries of the planet in Final Fantasy VII. This is the vibe that I get from like the Amarot keening cry. So like that is one of like the most haunting sound effects of like the cry of the planet sort of thing. The planet screams. So good. It's just such a creative sound effect. So the ground was crying out, you say. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of the Numenon's mammoths and ask after any of the books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They knocked Dalamud from the sky. They summoned Zodiac. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiac, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Venat and her followers not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Hydaelyn! Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telephoroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with these towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola, but it is time we began studying these research papers. Yeah, Legend of Zelda and sound effects are also just something very, very cool. Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of the final days, then that knowledge might surface in their writing. That is my hope, anyway. It really is comforting to have all these dedicated assistants on hand. Right then, enough chatting, more reading. Yeah, the undead, goddamn. The re-dead's ominous, like, moaning and then that high-pitched scream. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced 1 or 2 possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learned of the source's reflections from the Garen oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. It is even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason then that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuneau with the knowledge of the Telephoroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Also, I wanted to say, I forgot to mention earlier, with Astinian and myself changing back into the Dragoon class, just feels so fitting with there being another one of the dragons in this storyline. We're back. Heaven's Ward 2, baby. You labor for what feels like an age as this Tola's research assistant. I could think of worse tasks. I've found naught of interest so far. I think Ishtola may be right about not getting our hopes up. Your efforts to gain Grahatia's attention go unnoticed. He appears to be lost in his reading. Here you go. This is for Revan. This is Grahatia studying relaxing lo-fi beats to study relax to. What's the button I press to get rid of, it's one of these, hold on. Ah, that's first person. It's one of these. It's one of these. It's one of these. Here it is. Here you go, guys. Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker lo-fi beats to study relax to featuring Grahatia. He's lost in his time. Yeah. Oh dear, you look exhausted, but what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? God damn it, I was looking for Ishtola, I couldn't find her because she was lost in the sea of names. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Hold on a sec. Talk to Ishtola. Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. If I were you, I'd steal a few quiet moments for yourself. Lovely. Get in the books! New boots. Still got a few things that we need replacing. only dragoon fit that I have. These... just these two. I did find one paper focused on the world before the advent of the first Umbral Calamity, but it reads more like a work of fanciful fiction than an actual academic supposition. Alice appears in desperate need of a study break. Ready for a tea break, Omega? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbour, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Coffee? At 1:05 a.m.? Nice 1 a.m. coffee. Estinian favoritism, hey? Take the bridge. Coffee is good at any time? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know about that. It's busy as ever, I see. How very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telephoroi. We might even learn something new. We could try it, don't you think? Alice is now accompanying you. Yeah. Are there any optional things around? I don't think so. You're on the air. What? What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Telephoroi. These enemies of peace that have promised to end all we hold dear and... Wait, you're that House Levyor girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a foreigner. I had heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ons of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Omega. Oof. Away with you. Let me dine in peace. I'm having tea, a pretzel, and I've got my giant suitcase. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption. We were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telephoroi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levyor. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortuno that I was helping you... I see. I'm sorry to have bothered you. Alice, we need to get you into a disguise. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Wait, is this Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the stadium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Leveilleur. No matter how discreet Master Falchino may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now, of all times? We have questions, and only Sharlayan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What? Like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak to me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? Then few know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up a friendly conversation while you're settling down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelette is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Oh, my mouse is... why is it going so slow? Hang on. What the helly? I'm like clicking and it wasn't working. Give me a sec. Let me have a look at my devices. What's happened? Okay, I think it's okay now. There we go. Sorry, I've just clicked off the dialogue. One sec. Behind them, you should see a Makote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Alright, let's see what happens. I have items, so tea set for the chatty group at the back here. Yeah. Anyone order me? You work here, don't you? I'm still waiting on that charming little tea set. Oh yeah, actually, hold on a sec. We have to do this properly, chat. I work here now. So let me just go out the back here. Just pretend that I'm out the back here and I'm getting changed. It's one of these. That one. There we go. Ah, yes, I work here, you see. I'll just leave my weapon outside. There we go. I work here now. Delicious. I'm one of their fancy servers with a suit. Dude rocks up. Oh yeah, I work here. I'm in full suit of armor and here's my weapon. Hello there. Did anyone order the tea set? Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. The Telephone... Who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you want to hear about the ritual arcane practices of the six Astralera, common or esoteric, I'd be happy to talk your ear off. The omelette. The omelette for the lady. Ah, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. That doesn't even rhyme. You suck. What? The Telephoroi? Ah, yes. I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. You, like, go up to people's desks and you go, here's your food. So anyway, what are your thoughts on the Telephoroi? Tell me, right now. Urbane banter with a smile is an option now. What is that? What will you serve? Urbane banter with a smile? Chat, dare I? Why? What happens? Is this worth picking? The urbane banter with a smile? From Mikode to Mikode? Urbane banter with a smile. You don't need to butter me up, you know. I've already ordered one of the most expensive things on the menu. Oh. Gods, the anticipation. I've had it melt in your mouth like the most succulent roast ever made. Here's your oven-baked lobster, you asshole. I hope you choke on it. God, look at that. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. Yeah. Telephoroi, thoughts, please? The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. Must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telephoroi make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbour and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. Interesting, I learned things today. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. But let's enjoy our drink somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. I've never had lobster. I think I had crab once as a kid and didn't like it, but also that was when I was a kid, and when you're a kid you don't really like anything. But I do like seafood. Like, I'm big on my squid and calamari and sushi. And prawns. Matter of fact, I might even get some sushi for lunch. Actually, I'll order an oven-baked lobster. That's it. I'll get that delivered. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna get some sushi. I wonder what brought that on. Oh, and you know what? Yeah, maybe I will actually. You know what? Hell yeah. The convenience of life, guys. The convenience of food delivery, that is getting food that is already cold, so you don't have to worry about the food arriving cold and bad, because that's good for sushi. Yummy. lunchtime sorted. Child palate is the worst in hindsight. Child palate is chicken nuggets, please. Sushi is like the only food you'll eat cold. Food is supposed to be hot. There's a lot of other foods out there that are cold, I think. I'm gonna say something just to annoy Revan. Cold pizza. Cold pizza. Cold pizza. Leftover pizza refrigerated from the day after. Yummy. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Grahas said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Ooh, what's going on here then? That's the same guy.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
That's the same guy with the backpack on all of those ships. We got triplets.
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples.
I smell a heist.
Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the Gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And Gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Well then. A labyrinthine descent. Alice is excited to share your revelations. You should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenor, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Okay. Potential heist of artifacts incoming. Let me go attune to that Ethernet right now. Is it a potential dungeon? I would assume so. Let's wait and see. I always miss it when I auto-run past it. Is that coffee I smell? Did I miss the tea break? Where's Alice? I thought she was with you. My loyal assistant returns. There's a lexicon on the first floor that I need you to... Ah, you found something, have you? Welcome back, Omega. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. Oh, they're gleaning shit. I'll tell you that much. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put in motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Ishtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Omega and Alice learned at the Last Stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telephoroi is wholly unlike those apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it is a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. And what should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alice and try not to fall behind. Oh my god. She sets off at a brisk walk. Off we go then. You could go faster than this if you wanted. Is there a button I can press to walk? It's pleasant here amongst the trees, but we really should move along. Now we run. Try to keep up. It's alright, I don't need to walk anymore because now we're running. Straight to the path, keep ahead. Cross this bridge. Slash on the number pad. Aha, thank you. Up here. What a change of pace following an NPC in Final Fantasy XIV. It's crazy. What is the world coming to? The Rostra, not far now. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It would make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we shall keep moving. I have attuned to all of the shards in Sharlayan. And down the stairs into the Chamber of Secrets. Fancy pants chocobo porter, but still wearing the mask. I've not been to Labyrinthos in a long time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. You didn't take a wrong turn into the rostra there, did you? I doubt the forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. How did the forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. You'd think Alphino and Alice would just get, like, banned. You try and get permission for them to do stuff here, and it's just like, sorry, I've been advised by Lord Fortuno. They cannot do anything.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
Wow.
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
So Labyrinthos. Huge underground technology land. Artificial sun as well, that's crazy.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel,
the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh or no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people Gleaners?
It's rude to point. Those people over there! Those guys!
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh.
Did you call to me just now?
Ooh.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
We're doing dizziness again, are we? Kryle's about to throw wide the gates and get disappeared to another plane of existence. She's gonna go to another world. Interesting, indeed. So, I was wondering if this was gonna be like a little dungeon heist. Still possible. I'm waiting for what this is gonna look like at nighttime. I assume it turns into like a little moon or something. What if they... Does it ever rain? Can they simulate rain? They're like, it's gonna rain today, guys. We need rain to, you know, water the crops and stuff. To simulate a natural environment. Let me think. The Rhea seed should be item 1058, cumin seeds 1059, snowballberry 1068, 1060, or were they 1061? Ah, my head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Coerthan carrots for the Girabanian carrots? What then? Your exchange with Tiev has taught you about large shipments coming in and out of Labyrinthos. You here to help or give me more headaches? Because you don't have the look of a Gleaner and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Erenville has taught you about exhausted Gleaners. You know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I got it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos, you know. Sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Preparing for the next big expansion, guys. Your exchange has taught us about taking stock. Whoa, this person's not real, guys. They're not real. It's a hologram. Any luck, Omega? What tales did the Gleaners have to tell? Oh, bloody taking stock, large shipments and exhausted Gleaners. You know the drill. All in all, pretty standard. So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right. The Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. A new Ethernet destination is accessible. I guess like it's you can just travel here. Oh wait. God damn. This place is much larger than I thought. Kryl appears lost in thought, a glorified rat catcher. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as those who has tasked them to do it. If you're game Omega, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I would turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting. See, I'm standing right here. I can hear you. You wish to help me find the marmots. I have nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. The name's Erenville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Nugshian marmots is a trial I've had no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in this sack. Gently, of course. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so we need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a marmot, or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. So, they also have a variety of animals here in their own predatory cycle. We've got beasts. What did it take for them to bring these guys down here? And why? Look at this thing. Look at this guy. They said, yeah, let's bring this guy down here. Oh my god. This troll looks sad. It's got puppy dog eyes. Sorry, buddy. There's an interesting thought about being here and doing this is like, this is a man-made location, so everything here is intentionally put here. So if you come in and just start hunting monsters, does that disrupt anything? They're like, hey, we were specifically bringing in that troll with its baby eyes. Now I just... We were trying to stabilize the troll population. I see a grizzled mouse. That's right, there's plenty of trolls around here. Just like real life. Oh, hunting coyote. We got one of them coyotes. Get him! Come here, you grizzled mouse. Oh, never mind. Come here, you grizzled mouse. Chirp and squeak. Oh, do not run. Barely have you ready to sack when it scampers off into the underbrush. There you are. A hunting troll. Tinier version. Just get sacked. What the hell? You suck at this, Omega Ocelot. Put it in the bag. Is it just the one that I need to grab? It's like, now do this 5 more times. It's gonna be like all the way up there. Nope, but then ether current will be here, so I guess I'll take it. No! Thank you, Mobius. My Dark Knight in shining armor. Oh wait, did I miss it? Is it up there? Did I just totally go past it? Fuck! it didn't have the circle this time. That's what I was looking for. Get it! In the sack, mouse. You succeed in closing the sack over your elusive quarry. Deliver it to Erenville. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Ah, yes, here's the 1. Meanwhile, you've got 3. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing that we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who asked you to capture them in the first place? Why the authority in charge of Labyrinthos? And now and in perpetuity, the same officials who've had us working day and night of late, the honourable members of the Forum, who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. This place, this like underground Labyrinthos, is about to become some sort of end-of-the-world bomb shelter. They're like, don't worry guys, when the world ends and the surface is uninhabitable, Come live in our underground vaults, where society can rebuild from underground, and one day will emerge. Ring any bells? The good old Sharlayan vault tech situation. It does feel like that's a type of situation that they've got, you know, where they're building underground living conditions that simulates, you know, the sunlight and the daylight, sunlight and the moonlight, and they've got, you know, produce and animals and all that kind of stuff, and the wind simulates. I wonder how many they've got. They keep expanding it, but I wonder if they've got any others or if this is the only one. Secret government bomb shelters. There you are, Omega. Is this the Gleaner you mentioned, the one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I am Kryl of the Students of Baldessian. The others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hoped that by seeing those decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. Did you learn anything new from your friend here? So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We've also discovered that when the operation was begun, the Forum contacted the Gleaners' guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telephoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus I am inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put this into effect. And the Telephoroi's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archeon? From there, we can reach the lower... Oh. Here we go again. Kryl, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. A sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it, then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archeon. We follow the path east, through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse, or marmot, was it? Anyway, it is the trolls you need to watch out for. So, Kryl going dizzy mode and saying, hey, did you call to me? So, very curious about what that's going to mean. And there you go, look, it's getting to nighttime. Hey, look. We're here to witness the change from sunlight to moonlight. We're in dusk at the moment, sunset. I assume it might get a little bit darker. Then the moon may glow. before I talk with Kryle. Get my attuning on. This is the foremost material archive in Sharlayan. I would love to explore its treasures shelf by shelf, but I fear we have little time for such indulgences. Were you caught in the mist on your way here? The sprayers keep the air humid, so the habitat feels as close as possible to the natural forest. Don't worry about me, I'm hale and healthy. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that... Nay, let's discuss this later. The investigation demands our undivided attention. Alright, later then, sure. Behold, the Archeon. As Numenon serves as Sharlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture too is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archeon contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Crazy. Doesn't that sound fun? Okay. This is the point in the story and the stream where we are going to end it for today, everybody. So the next one, we'll be going deeper into the maze. So we've made it to Labyrinthos, which is a very cool idea. Really curious to see where this is going to come into play and how it's going to affect the story. What are they bringing in? What are they bringing out? And what are the Forum doing? It seems that at this level of information we have, they're kind of saying, everything's fine, guys. We're not going to participate. Meanwhile, they're scrambling for self-preservation, and there's going to be like an element of they're just preparing for the final days and how they could potentially survive underground here. That's how I feel it's going to go. But I'm very excited for next stream, and we shall see where we go. So next week, let's talk about next week, chat. Middle of the week will be the next Final Fantasy 14 stream, so around my Wednesday morning. Gabgano, thank you so much for the super chat as well. I really appreciate that. I'm glad I could get you through the last half of your day. So middle of the week, we will do some more Final Fantasy 14 content. And then on the weekend, there will not be a Final Fantasy 14 stream. I will be out during the day on my Saturday morning, which was... I have some plans, so I'll be at a little cool event, and that'll be my morning. And then the next day on Sunday, I will be doing the Bastion Apocalypse Game Day stream. So that slot is taken up. I hope you'll join me for that. I'm starting at 10 a.m. my time, but if you check that stream, you'll see that it will be in your time zone. It'll be a little bit all over the place for time zones, of course. But that is going to be the very first Apocalypse Game Day stream, and it'll be in that time slot every week from that point. So that'll be during the day Sunday for me. Might be like Saturday evenings for others, depending on time zones and all that fun stuff. But that'll be the beginning of our weekend hangouts, where it's basically just chilling out together, picking a game to play on the wheel, and we'll see how that goes. I'm very excited for it. Hopefully it all goes well, and we can keep doing that going forward. I haven't decided if I'm gonna like spin the wheel for the next game at like the end of the stream to then be like, cool, next week we're playing this, or whether I should save the suspense of the wheel to the beginning of the stream, and then it's like, surprise, you're playing this game. But I think it's probably smarter to prepare for a week. I just hope I don't end up landing on a game where everyone goes, I don't care, and then they don't show up. Because I want to reiterate that while I am going to play a game on the wheel, and we're all going to hang out and play it together, like play through it together. It's less about the game too, and just the fact that we're all going to have a little bit of a community hangout. So I will say, if you guys are interested in the Apocalypse Game Day streams, and if it's maybe not a game that interests you, you know, if it's not a game that interests you, I think that it would be fun for you to still just hang out in chat and see the experience, and, you know, a way for us to spend some time together on the weekend. It could be fun. But yes, Mobius is correct. There's multiple positives of the end of stream wheel spin. It allows me to have something ready to go, and builds up some hype over the course of the week. So thank you so very much for joining me today, chat. I hope you've had a good time with some more of Endwalker. I'm enjoying where this is going, and I'm very curious about what's going to happen once we enter deeper into the maze. I shall see you in the middle of the week for more. I don't care about the game I was watching you like an hour ago. Exactly. We're just here to hang out. But yeah, bye everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next time.